by a large lineup of sponsors, Cerveza Tecate, AT&T, and Terol. In the United States, it will be televised as part of HBO World Championship Boxing. HBO is very happy to have Amir back on its premium program, World Championship Boxing. Amir has really made a tremendous name and reputation for himself in the United States. The ratings on World Championship Boxing when Amir Khan fights are among the highest, period. And so HBO is always happy to have Amir back, and clearly looks at Amir as one of its stablemates for many years to come in boxing. We all know that with Lamont Peterson, we will have Amir will have a big task, a stiff challenge ahead of him. I'd like to introduce now Team Peterson to you. First, I'd like to acknowledge Colin Hunter from Team Peterson, Patrice Harris, Peterson's co-trainer, Anthony Peterson, Lamont's brother, who might be on the card, looks to be on the card as well. The whole card, by the way, will have a very much Washington, D.C. flavor to it. It will be the biggest fight card in probably 15 or 20 years in Washington, D.C. A lot of local talent will be on there, so it's definitely going to be a fight night you wanna be there for. Then I'd like to introduce to you now and make a few comments Barry Hunter, who is Lamont Peterson's trainer and manager. Please.
Hello, London. We're delighted to be here. This is a beautiful hotel, by the way, and we'd like to thank people that actually brought us here and allowed us to be here in this hotel. I thank God for being here also. When it's a troubled times, and you watch the news, a lot of times you kind of cringe because so much stuff is going on around the world. But we're able to be here today and engage in this, what I think will be a legendary fight. You look at Amir Khan, you look at his whole career actually. Through the amateurs, I first saw him, I believe he was about 15 years old. Was it Marquette, Michigan, Amir? You came to Marquette? J.O.'s? Yeah, he was 16 years old. And so, I had, a chance to watch him all through his career, and, and he's an excellent fighter. And to, a lot of times, when you gauge fighters, it's easy to gauge them at their high points, but at their lows is, when I like to look at them, when you can come back from a defeat. And, not only did he come back from a defeat, he came back and won a world title. So, I got to give him big props for that. And, he's a good person. On the flip side, you look at Lamont, and I'm totally biased when it comes to him. He's been fighting ever since he was 10 years old. First time he ever came in the gym, he was weighing like 63 pounds. And their path almost is the same. Lamont's been a champ his whole career, in the amateurs and the pros. And, I'm more than confident that December the 10th will be his day to become world champion in boxing. This has been a journey, and you can't ask for a better thing than to be able to fight for the world title at home when you first started, and to win a world title just be, totally off the record. So I'm very, very much so looking forward to it. I thank Golden Boy, Richard Schaefer. As Richard said, when this fight was on, it was off, it was on, it was off. But, through work with Richard and Eric Gomez, along with the whole Golden Boy Association and the Con, we were able to pull it off. So December the 10th will be showdown. Please do not miss it, because I feel as though, if you look at both of these guys' style, both of them get up off the canvas and fight harder than they did when they went down, before they went down to the canvas. And they both throw a whole bunch of punches. Lamont inbox and back. Amir, we'll stand in the trenches. We'll throw 1,001 punches. So I think that this fight could easily be candidate for fight of the year. So December the 10th, I look forward to seeing you guys there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Barry. Lamont Peterson has an impressive amateur record, including a 2001 national gold gloves in the National Amateur Championship in 2003 before he turned pro. in 2004. He won the NABO and NABF light welterweight titles before earning a WBO interim light welterweight title in 2009 with a win over Willie Blair. So as Barry said, he's been a champion. He knows what it means to be champion. He knows what it means to fight in championship fights. And here now he's going for the undisputed 140-pound world title. It is exactly these kind of opportunities young fighters or fighters dream of and work towards. And I think that's why with Lamont Peterson, you have somebody who has the amateur background to really appreciate what he is and know what to do to unseat the undisputed champion Amir Khan. In December 2010, Peterson battled to a draw against Victor Ortiz. He was down, he came up, and that shows you again the kind of heart Lamont Peterson has as well. He knew how to make the necessary adjustments in the fight and gave Victor Ortiz all he could handle. And then, of course, he won the right to challenge for the title in an exciting 12th-round knockout over Victor Manuel Cayo in an IBF eliminator. It is a pleasure for me now to introduce to you the 140-pound World Championship challenger, ranked #1, an exciting young fighter, tremendous personality outside of the ring as well, and that is Lamont Peterson.
How everybody doing? Just would like to say that I'm glad to be here. Glad to be fighting for a world title again. I know Amir will be training hard to defend his title, and I'll be at the gym training hard to take his title. Should be a great fight. I appreciate, you giving me the opportunity to fight for the world title again. I'd like to thank Golden Boy, HBO for, having the fight. And I appreciate you having a fight in DC too. A lot of people, who are world champions won't go to somebody else's backyard to defend their title. Normally they want it at their home center. So I give Amir a lot of credit for that. It will be a great fight, and I'm looking forward to it. Just don't miss it. If you can't make it to Washington, D.C., just check it out on HBO. Thanks.
Thank you. Actually, I have to tell you quickly a very quick story about December and fighting in the other guy's backyard. We did last December fight with Bernard Hopkins in Jean Pascal's backyard in Canada, and I asked Hopkins, why would you go to the guy's backyard? You don't have to go to the guy's backyard. You can fight in Vegas, you can fight in Los Angeles, you can pick the spot. You're a legend, you certainly earned the right to fight where you want. You know what his answer was? Because it's gangsta. And it is gangsta to go to the guy's hometown here. I think that just shows the kind of fighter and the kind of person you are. There's no challenge big enough or tough enough. Amir is one of those guys. Just says, bring him on. The bigger, the better, and if it's in the guy's hometown, no problem. Let me introduce to you Team Khan. Of course, you guys know them well. Amir Khan is, without any question today, here in the United Kingdom, certainly the face of boxing, but really much bigger than the United Kingdom. The way he has captured the hearts and the imagination of the fight fans and sports fans in the United States in a very short period of time is really very, very remarkable. I'd like to thank some of the people which are responsible for all of that. Robert Davis, Amir Khan's attorney, who is in attendance. It's always a pleasure to work with him. He's a tough negotiator, but in the end we always somehow get it done. Tahir Khan, Amir's uncle and member of Khan Promotions. Then of course Amir's father, Shah, who is somewhere in the background. Then we like to acknowledge Alex Ariza, Amir's strength and conditioning coach, who is currently with Manny Pacquiao, but I think they're coming back early next week to start camp for you as well. And then Freddie Roach, who will be coming back as well. And then, of course, the voice behind Team Kong, you all know him well, and we have a great working relationship and friendship with him, is Asif Wali. I'd like to hand it over to you now, Asif.
Thank you, Richard, and good afternoon, everybody. I've just got lots of information to give you as I go along. First and foremost,